Well, it's 9:45 this morning. I'm kind of functional, I guess. My allergies are kicking my butt. And I'm fairly certain that I need to run my air purifier. That way, if I get anything in the air in here that's causing it, maybe I can get rid of it. I can't take any Benadryl or anything with the other stuff that I'm on. Because I take Zyrtec every night, and you can't mix the two. A while ago, I purchased a couple of nut milk bags. It's a 2-pack. And I'm going to try and make some oat milk. And my middle schoolers have ruined even the most mundane of mom activities. I can't even throw water and oats in a blender without my brain going, dang, it sure is a good thing that I bought both these nut milk bags. That is incredibly juvenile, and I blame my children. But it would be much more cost effective if this YouTube video I watched was right, and you just need really cold water, like 4 cups of really cold water, possibly a little bit ice in there, all of it adding up to 4 cups of H2O in some form, and a cup of organic, they were real clear about that, organic, rolled or old-fashioned oats. Not quick oats, and not steel cut. I found that. It wasn't difficult. So I got a carafe cleaned out and ready to go. I checked that it'll fit in the oat milk spot in the fridge, so I don't even have to adjust things there. Now I'm going to go play with the blender. And at least one of both these nut milk bags. Okay, I hope I did this for long enough. For the record, it smells like oatmeal. It's kind of grainy. I hope I got enough oaty goodness in here. Maybe I should have done it for longer. I don't know. I can't do the rest of this one-handed. Okay, there it is. Homemade oat milk. Kind of thick. Okay, here is my update on the oat milk. I thought the consistency was good. I can see why a lot of people add vanilla to it. Just on general. So many of the oat milks that are available commercially are like vanilla, unsweetened vanilla, unsweetened, original, like extra creamy, all that stuff. I think I might add some like a few drops of stevia and a couple of drops of vanilla next time I make it. I don't know how that would turn out. Now, on the other hand, usually when I go to put this stuff in my coffee, I'm adding a sugar-free caramel coffee syrup to it by Jordan's Skinny Syrups. Although when I eat it with cereal, it's kind of whatever. I had a bowl of Cheerios to test it out. It was very, very oaty. I'm not complaining. It's just, if you hate oatmeal, you would hate this. I don't hate oatmeal. In fact, after some of the oat schmutz in the bag had set for a while, I gave that a taste and I was like, this is almost like an oatmeal bar, except it's lacking all the other ingredients besides oat and water. So like a very heavy, like noodle even. Oh my gosh, my head is so stuffy. And I noticed while I was driving the boys to school and back this morning, that there was a lot of dust in the air. One point I drive past is a large hill overlooking the river valley, and just there was a lot of haze, and that's going to be kicked up pollen and dust So I'm not focusing very well and my face is exploding right here. And let me see if I can get through this. I had my Cheerios. I thought, even using some ice to replace some of the water, which I did by putting ice cubes in the measuring cup and then measuring the water, so that it was, same amount. It was not as cold as I would have liked it to be, which means the blender did heat it up a little bit. And the recipe that, the how-to video that I had drawn this info from did explain that the blender heating it up can cause it to get a little on the slimy side. Like that's one of the things people who make oat milk are trying to avoid is the slimy texture. It wasn't so much slimy, but I really would have liked to have it colder. So of course, into the fridge it went, and I will try it again at a later time. Definitely with coffee tomorrow. Oh, man. I mean, I suppose nothing's stopping me from popping a couple of drops of stevia and a splash of vanilla in it right now, but I cleaned up all the stuff. The blender, the big bowl, the bag. The bag I thought was going to be harder to clean, but it's not. The mesh is so fine that it's almost like wiping off a Ziploc. It turned inside out really easily too. The seams were not a problem. I did have to scrunch it under the running water to get all the soap out for a long time, but it was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I gotta rest for a while, so I'm gonna try to get some editing done. It's 3:39 and I'm gonna have to go get my kids pretty soon, but I've had some progress on this really weird looking alien flower looking weird thing that I'm painting that is turning out strange, very strange, and I just want to show it off. I'm just trying to trust the process here, and that process is I have no idea what I'm doing. Why are there lumps, in the stems? I mean, very strange. I didn't have loops there. Maybe I paused. Maybe it was the weight I put down on it. I don't know. Strange looking things. Are they flowers or are they trees? It's weird. Okay, it is 92 degrees. That is 33.33 Celsius. Very first step in Texas is you get the windows down, get the hotter air out of the vehicle. That way the air conditioner is not fighting an uphill battle once you turn it on. It only takes a few seconds too. Just get the breeze to move through and just carry out all the heat. Not a cloud in the sky either. I'm gonna go pick up my kids. It's 7:06. It's dinner time. I'm having some of my orange vanilla zero sugar vitamin water flavored water. My mom made some chicken drumsticks. I got some stovetop and salad with my raspberry vinaigrette dressing. And then I'm gonna get ready and go out and see the new Marvel movie Morbius, which is apparently breaking box office records and then also getting terrible reviews. So I guess I'll find out how that goes. Alright, it's 12:57 and this thing is not sitting right. Maybe that's a little better. I liked the movie. I thought that was really good. I was particularly impressed with the attention that was put into the behaviors and mannerisms of physically disabled people in the film. I should say characters rather than people, because obviously if you're gonna have this miraculous healing thing happen, you cannot start off with an actor who is disabled to the point that they needed to display. The performances, particularly where the whole disabled thing comes in by Matt Smith and Jared Leto, where I felt like they put work into this. There's a lot to it. When your body isn't keeping up, your mind grows. There's some grumpiness there. There's back and forth you do not get with able-bodied folks. There's a lot. There's dark humor, quick wit, very clever, and it's felt genuine. It really, they had to really put some work into preparing for the disabled part of their roles. It showed. And I don't know that many able-bodied people who are maybe removed a bit from the disabled community are really going to catch up on that, so I just really want to point that out. Just how much, just how accurate they went for. And they pulled it off. And I'm glad. Other than that, yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I didn't know squat about this Marvel character until I started seeing the trailers. Never heard of him. Also hadn't heard of Doctor Strange till that one had come out. I'm not that big on Marvel outside of the X-Men since I was a kid. I was vaguely familiar with Fantastic Four. I think that's Marvel. I'm also not hardcore Marvel versus DC like my son John is. I grew up with the animated Batman series on, what was it, Fox, and then they moved it to the WB, and then the Superman Batman Adventures came later. That was a big source of comic book stuff for me. And then on Fox in the Saturday morning lineup, the animated X-Men from the early 90s. That was my Marvel fix right there. And that's pretty much all I was into comic-wise, and actually reading comic books is really irritating to me because in my brain I can't make the panels work because I just want to go left to right the whole time, and stopping to look at a picture and what's going on in the picture and what might be going on in the background and which bit of the dialogue bubbles is supposed to come first. Is this thought supposed to happen before this one because they're right at the same level? It takes me forever to keep reading comics, and I gotta reread the page several times. I would rather read a book with no pictures, if I'm being honest. There are a few I'll suffer through. For Wonder Woman, I'll read Wonder Woman comics. Few and far between. Unrelated to superheroes, the Sandman collection from Neil Gaiman. That was Gaiman, something in there. I should look up how his last name is pronounced. I've read enough of his stuff. But the Sandman comics, graphic novels, I tore through those. I started ignoring a lot of things in the background, and just I would trip on it, but eventually it would. I think that's more about his writing. I gotta get some sleep. I'm not done with the painting thing today, but I made a lot of progress. I think it looks really nice, and I'm gonna keep working on it probably tomorrow. And other than that, I'm done for the night. Thanks for sharing my day with me.